Apologize for the voiceover. Hello again from the old coffee house. Well, it's been raining the last 5 days, so I didn't have time to upload a video. Today, I'd like to make this video for my female viewers. See, I've seen you on your profile, and I think you need a little help in the ways that men are think and react to your profile online. Give a few tips on what a man is looking for in a life partner. Also, I want to apologize for the voiceover. I want to get two things out here first because they're the ones that really bug me the most. When you are asked on a date site, or if you're in a person and you're on a date, are you in a relationship with someone right now? For God's sake, don't just say it's complicated. It's not. You are in a relationship or you're not in a relationship. When you say it's complicated, it means that you're bringing drama with you to the table, and the person can see this, or you are doing plan B. You're planning, I am trying to find another boyfriend, but I don't want to break up with the one I have right now. Most intelligent men will see right through this, and they'll just drop you and look for another person. So be smart here and just be honest. Don't come up with all these little stories, okay? Most intelligent men would just pass you by. And then the other one that bugs me is I want someone to accept me for who I am. Really? When it says say something about yourself, it's what you put. Here's a thought. How the heck can someone accept you as you are if you never say anything but that? I'm just saying, come on now. Maybe some more detail is needed here first. And we can decide if we want to accept you the way you are or not. Most like I'm hanging from a tree from a branch and howling at the moon. Hope someone can accept me as I am. A little sarcasm, I know. But seriously, I know what you're saying, all right? But first, a man needs to know more to accept you so he can take you the way you are and accept you. Okay, and you ladies from Vietnam and Thailand, you just the opposite. We don't need a book about who you are. Just keep it 100 words or less. No man reads that book past 100 words you wrote anyway. Okay? Now that we got that out of the way, let's get into it here. So pour yourself a cup of hot Joe, grab yourself a chair and have a seat, and let's get into it. Okay, you decide to look for a partner not from your country. If you don't have the cash to fly to the man's country to visit him, you're going to use one of these date sites on the internet. Most are all set up in the same way, and their pages look pretty much identical. I use the free one because the paid sites look similar to them anyway and set up in the same way. First, let's talk about your selfie. You know, don't do it. Take a good picture, portrait picture. Have one of your friends take the picture for you, or set up a book or tripod. If you ain't got a tripod, find a chair or something like that. Put it on the corner. But the most important thing is that you get a good portrait picture that will show out, and the guys around you will notice you a little bit better. Now the next one is don't use a filter or Photoshop to make yourself look better. Yes, you might look like a model here, right? But when he comes to see you and you're nothing like the picture, and he says something that hurts your feelings like, oh, I was looking for your baby sister, not you. Now if your site lets you have full body, right? Do something. Just don't stand there like a wooden post and smile. Show some teeth so you look friendly, happy, and inviting to him. So he's like, oh, wow, here's somebody I really like to check out. Next is your headline. Oh, those I find to break girls very easily. Usually a lot of you will pick one of the top 10 headlines and just reuse it on your page. Be original. Men like someone who is uh, confident in themselves and they write their own stuff. You mean you are not confident in yourself? Trust your own judgment, you know? I don't know how many times I did that. I went to, say, Dayton Asia, our Filipino friend finder, and the same name is on 1,000 different things. Hi, welcome, da 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 da. The headline. If you're like, okay, there's nobody original here. Just a thought. Hashtags, no. If I was you, I wouldn't even bother with hashtags because save something for when you're ready to meet the guy. And you don't know who the guy yourself is. Just like we don't know who you are. You don't want somebody on your personal sites looking around and maybe he might be some weirdo, who knows. So just to save that until you actually know the person better and just then invite him to other sites. Just opinion of mine. Now we get to the spot what I call about me. Here where you're going to, ladies, keep putting that I want to someone to accept me for who I am, right? How about a quick summary about who you are? And keep it under 100 words so we can decide if we want to accept you who you are. And if you feel like a little humor here, now ladies, that's going to be a big plus. Don't just give all here you too. Leave something for the man to discover. We don't need your entire life in here. Just enough to know a little bit about you and make it a little interesting so somebody can like, well, okay, I want to check them out a little bit more. It's all about the right balance here. Next, I like to be. Here too, you need to think. First is age. The choices are from 18 to 99. You need to take in your age and what you want in life. Do you want to travel or be a family person? Most men under 50 would need to still work and they are too young for a monthly pension. It'd just be a headache for later. Now, lots of you girls, you post here you need like how much money you need. A lot of you post, oh, I want a 100K person. Well, I tell you right now, most people don't have that. And if he did, he wouldn't be going to your country looking for it. In America and Britain, that's the problem why you have the passports froze in the first place. All the girls want a guy 6 foot tall, six figures, six abs. Um, and reality is not too many people make that. So they go overseas to your place. So just remember here that the more requirements you need, the more these guys are going to fall off your expectation. So just keep it simple, what you really like in a man, and you can just sell it from there, what you really want. Then there's about you. Just be honest here. Again, I don't know how many times I have to say this. Don't put accept me who I am, because first of all, you need to say something about this. So that goes without saying here. And then the last thing here, it's on your profile, if you want to put is your occupation. I can't count how many times I've seen. I am an airline stewardess. It was like every three profiles came up. I'm an airline stewardess. I'm like, oh my god. Everybody in the Philippines is airline stewards. Oh, all the Korean women are airline stewards. It's so silly. Just be honest. If you're not working, don't say anything. Next is you all saying your model. Now, what do you think what happens when we go there and see you, right? You say, oh, I'm a model. I got my Photoshop. I look 18. And then wham, there's a 39-year-old lady standing from you. It's not a good idea to do that. Most men, they're looking for somebody loving and care. They're not worrying about your job anyway. They have their pension, they have their social security, they probably have a 401k, they probably got a house they can do a mortgage on, so they have plenty of money. They don't need you to be some super uh, um, professional person out here. They're looking for someone to take care of. It's in their DNA, like I said. Okay. Also, don't put that you work at some SpongeBob Crab Shack. It shows your immaturity that we're trying to look for a woman, not a girl. We don't want somebody with the mind of a 16-year-old. So when you do that, it means that you are also fake. You're looking to find out what you like and that. So let's be a little bit more mature than that. I swear to God, I don't swear everybody that I've seen from 30 on down that put on, I work for Crab Shack. Be honest. Don't put some cartoon on there. One more thing that bugs me is when it says, tell me a little bit about yourself. Or even if you're on the first date, somebody says, tell me something about yourself. And you come back with another question like, well, what do you like in a woman? Okay, that means that you don't really want to tell me what you are like. You're going to ask me, or you're going to ask the other person, and then they're going to say, well, I like this, this, and this. You go, oh, me too. You know, the Me Too movement's over, so you're going to have to get up and say what you really are like and what you like in a man also. And the same way, when you talk to them, you tell them what you're like, and then you ask them what do they like in a woman after. You know, it's just the way things are done. Okay, I like to get a little serious here. I like to hit on the age here. Most men looking for someone younger than them. It's the way it's been for as long as people have been walking this earth. And women have been looking for the best provider that they can for them and their children. So most foreigners who look to move to the country, they're going to be a lot older than you are. And the compatibility is very important. There's four types of age gaps to consider here. We got the age of the body, we got the age of the mind, the age of sexuality, and the age of birth. Now, all of these is going to play a major role in how you deal with your relationship with your significant other. Okay. All these matter. And if you and your person you pick are not matched, then the relationship's going to fail. Now, take me. I'm 63 years old. That's the age of my birth. My wife, she's 40. That's the age of her birth. You also got to take in that you're going to live a lot longer than your person you pick. I'm going to be long gone after my wife is still walking this earth. So all this is should take in consideration. Now let's take the age of the body. Now me, I have all my hair, as you can see, still the same color. As you can see, I'm still in a pretty good shape. I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week. So my body is evenly matched with my wife because she has like a 40-year-old body, and I'm pretty capable of doing everything a 40-year-old man does. So here, it's a perfect match. You need to consider who you're marrying. If you got somebody and say they like to smoke, they drink alcohol, or their weight's really high, their body age is going to be a lot higher than somebody that doesn't do this. So there, when you ask the question, hey, do you smoke? Do you drink? Now if you smoke and you drink, and maybe that's something you want. But you have to consider that when you're taking in the age of somebody's body. Now let's take in the age of the mind. This one you'll find out as the relationship goes on. You're not going to know right away. But there's men out there that's maybe 65, but they act like they're 12, okay? The methodology of something does not go by your age, it's by your experience, and there's just some people just don't grow up, you know? They're not as intelligent as other people. More mature than, they'll be more mature than your older boyfriend. I have left, I don't know how to say this, I'm trying to figure out and be polite. I have let many go. I found out that they may be the age of 30. Their body looks like it's 22, but their mind sits at 10. Remember when I went back to the thing, the occupation, they say, oh, I worked at SpongeBob's Crab. Now let's talk about the age of sexuality. Men have desire to have sex drops down a lot after he's 60. Now, that could be a problem if you have a high sex drive, and it will double every year, So when all this you have to weigh in together, and when you look for a good partner, if you have a low drive, then the older partner is better for you. But if you have a high drive, better to go with somebody a little bit younger or someone who's for that, And like I said, okay, if he's 60, what happens when he turns 70? He's going to have to take the little blue pill. And maybe by 75, his heart ain't strong. So if the physical relationship is very important to you, you might want to find somebody a little bit closer to your age. And that, just a thought there, Let's talk about culture, okay? Dating men from different countries. Remember, I said, don't put, I need someone to accept me who I am. Well, that goes two ways. How about the man and where he comes from? Do you realize that a man from Russia, 45 years old, is not going to be the same as a 45-year-old man from England? And the England man is not going to be the same as a 45-year-old man from the United States. We all have customs that's different from each other. And here's another thing. You can be a very funny person, and an American man would chat with him, he's going to laugh along with you. Now, you go to a different culture, like Germany, guy might think that you're immature too, He might say, oh, well, why is she always making jokes and being funny? Or she's not smart, because a lot of countries, not to pick on Germany too much, so don't give me a lot of hate, but Germany has very dry humor, and so does Russia and a few other countries there. So you have to accept the person that's coming from the other country, his culture too. What it is, it's a perfect balance, give and take. So when you say you want somebody to accept you from your country, or accept you for who you are, you have to go 50%. And the guy from the other country, you have to accept his cultures and his way 50%. And then it's a perfect blend. Because if you can't put up with somebody from, say, Canada, and how he always goes, hey, 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 everything instead of yes, and he gets on your nerves, you're going to have to if you want to put up with his culture. You cannot force somebody to be what you are. And especially if you're going out with a man at 60 years old, because he's done reached his retirement age, he's set in his ways. He's not some 20-year-old buck running around out here, who's just learning about life. He's set in his ways. He has his culture. And to try to erase 60 years of that, how in the world is he going to change to become what you want him to be and accept you the way you are, right? Now, he's going to, because he's already invested at least 50,000 pesos, if not more, just to go one way to see you. Give him a little break there, okay? Now, when you meet the guy, right? Or let's say you're still in the profile, right? Don't try to rush things too fast. Don't sit there and say in about 6 lines, "Oh, I love you. Oh, I feel like I want to be with you forever." The guy's going to think you're emotionally unstable and he's going to run as fast as he can. Give it time. Don't rush stuff. Don't try to force and push yourself real quick. No guy wants to be sitting there and he's trying to find you out. And he goes, "Hi, what's your name?" And then you say your name. He says his name. You say three. He says 3, 4 lines. You go, "Oh, back. Oh, I think I just all of a sudden fell in love with you. Oh my God, I can't believe how fast my heart's beating." He's like, "All right, what's wrong with this woman?" It's think about it, okay? Okay, let's get into here. Soon we're going to be done here. I just got two more things I want to kind of hit on. They're going to be like 1 through 10 stuff like that, where I think would help you out a lot. First one is I call it the mindset turnoff. These are 8 of things that just in random order, there's no certain order that one's top, one's bottom, but just things that will turn off a guy. First is don't be too negative. We don't want to hear on the date or on the phone how everybody is bad, how your parents are treating you bad, how the work is terrible, how your co-workers are just picking on you all the time. And like I said, your job search, just find a new one. Find new friends, be honest, and really don't go on about it, okay? Number 2, don't do an interview when you're on a date with rapid fire questions like, okay, how many boyfriends you have? I mean, how many girlfriends did you have? Uh, uh, what's your job? How much do you make? Take your time, let it flow. This is not a job interview. This is a relationship and you want to be relaxed and have fun, okay? Let's say number 3, just keep your personality pleasant. Stay away from rude remarks, okay? There's no way you talk to one, just, the way, I don't know how to say it. When you talk to somebody, talk to the person the way you want to be them to talk to you. If you're sitting in a restaurant or like the old coffee shop here, and the waitress comes over, she brings you coffee, she forgot the cream. And she realized, "Oh, I forgot the cream." You smile, you say, "Oh, thank you. I can wait. But if you scream and yell, da, 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 you know, the guy's going to look at you and he's going to say, I got to watch this. She's got a temper. She's very rude. She might be treat me like this if I'm in a relationship with her." Don't try too hard to make somebody like you, all right? It looks desperate. And you're just going to be worn out. Just let it flow, you know. Be relaxed. People like that. You come in tense, you're going to make him tense. And pretty soon you're just going to be sitting there struggling. It's just better all the way around if you just take it easy. Don't make up stuff, this, that, make you sound the greatest thing in the world. Just be yourself, relax. Number 5, don't overshare. I mean, not share. Uh, we just want to know who you are now. We don't need to hear your entire story from your past. There's going to be time for that too. But if you're sitting there and you're talking about your ex and this and that, and why this person did this and why you're like that, we don't care about your past right now. We want to know who you are in the moment. this moment right now. There's going to be time later to find out about your life and your exes and all that. And here's another thing. If you have a certain ex and you keep talking about that certain ex, that shows us that you're not over that ex, you know. And we're looking for somebody who's ready to move on. Now next one hits that home for me. This is going to be number 6. Don't lecture. Oh my God, I don't know how many relationships I'll have walked away. I get in a thing, and next thing you know, we're talking, and I might say something like, "Oh yeah, I was at a public speak when we had these Republicans. So, oh, Republicans are bad. Why are you going there? Da 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 da. You know, don't lecture. You know, this is the time you're getting to know each other. But if you're going to sit there and you're going to lecture, oh my God, you're going to have a horrible relationship. This it has nothing to do with becoming partners, building a relationship. Keep the lecturing out of it, and things are going to flow better. Number 7, don't put him on hold, okay, to talk to another person. I mean, you're on a date site. This guy's paying for this date site if he's not on a free one, right? And you think, oh, I got a phone call. I'll be right back. Or then if he comes to you, after you actually set it up, and this man just spent, like I said, 50,000 pesos, 60,000 pesos to get here. Some places 100,000 now. Get here to see you. You get on your first date, and you got your phone in your hand, right? And you're holding it, and you're going, oh, yeah, oh, don't do it. You know, don't put him second. Put the phone away. Put it in your purse. Put it in your pocket. Whatever. Turn it off. Turn the ringer off, and that because it's telling him that he's not as important as who's over on the other line. It's his time. It's your time. Same way, if he's there, and he's holding his phone all the time, just move on because he's also not into you because he's on the line because he's thinking something else is more important to talk to than you. Now, don't be this girl neither that's, I've seen this at my work, okay? It happens a lot. There's 2 types of people in the world. The one that's trying to succeed and he works hard and does his best stuff. And then there's the one who don't try to, but he tries to drag everybody down. Instead of lifting himself up, he tries to pull people down and make him look better, okay? Same way on the date. If you're on there and you hear somebody saying, yeah, I'm not going to say it. Okay, you're on a date. Best way I can say it. A girl walks by. He might have looked up for a second, but believe me, he did not notice her because he's with you. He's working that. And you go, oh, you see that girl? Her hair, she didn't get rebound. God, she looks like a dog. My dog has better hair than her, you know. Or then the waitress comes by and says, oh, her hips are way too big, you know. She carries fat on her like my cow down in the street. You know, you don't have to do that. That also shows us your character. Be positive. You don't have to bring somebody down. Recorded. Okay. The last one here is going to be what I think are the qualities to have. And the first one is be kind-hearted, you know. It's the light that shines through your eyes. When you're kind, and it shows, you know. When that guy calls you on the first video thing, you know, he's going to tell if you're a kind-hearted person, if you're a bitter person, if you're angry, you know. Be kind-hearted. Don't try to change him to fit you. Remember that saying, I want somebody to accept me who I am. Accept him for who he is. Remember, That is something that women really like, okay? We like a girl that's confident, in social situations, It says something about it, If you take somebody somewhere and you go out and want to go bowling, but she sits and says, "Oh, I don't want to do that because somebody might be watching me," or you go to a concert and music sound good, you're up, you're dancing, and she's sitting in the corner. You know, it's a bummer. Be confident. Just like you women, you like a confident man. You like a man to take charge. We like a woman who's confident too. Have a sense of humor. I think I heard where they said that most women like men to have some sort of sense of humor. Well, we guys, we do too. We say a joke, we see something funny, we laugh. If you sit there with, a robot face all the time, nothing's funny to you. It's going to be a downer. We don't like that. So just if something's fun, if you want to make a joke, lighten up the thing. That's great. And also, be yourself when you're alone with him. Don't call an act. You're this person. You're Kim Kardashian or you're the K-pop star person. Be yourself because we're going to see through it. You understand? We're going to know that you're being a fake or not. Now, you need to be emotionally stable, not easy to get too upset. Okay, emotionally stable person. We don't want somebody that's bipolar. You know, for seconds she's laughing like crazy, and a minute later she's crying, she's throwing things and throwing a fit. We don't want that. We don't want somebody to get easily upset. If you can have a disagreement, but you don't need to raise your voice and tear up the house, and all this stuff. It's a sign of somebody that's mature. You know what I'm saying? We like girls who take care of themselves. You know, you can have drinks and go out and stuff like that, party, but a woman who takes care of herself, she makes sure she looks good. She makes sure she smells good. She eat right. She goes to bed and sleeps a full 8 hours because she wants to be active. It's just it works. Everything will work together once you do that. And another thing with this, keep her mind sharp. You know, somebody that just don't do anything, don't think it don't work out that way. So that's one of them. Show him that you care about him, right? You respect him. Every day. I mean, he'll do the same to you too. Be passionate in life, in love, and in family. This goes with 11. Don't be too hard to get. I mean, I know it's the thing in a lot of these other countries that you play hard to get, right? In America, that's something is totally gone. But when you play hard to get and you don't stop, okay, the guy decides he's going to move on. Now, take myself, okay. I was trying to date this lady in the Philippines, okay. She was a nice lady. She had all the qualities, but every time I moved close to her, she moved away. I tried to advance the relationship. She stepped back. And this went on for 18 months. 18 months, okay? So, I have 20 or 30 other girls that mess with me, and I narrow them down to one person. Then I run into her 6 months later. She goes, "Why did you stop courting me?" I said, "Well, you were impossible to get." She goes, "Well, I was just playing hard to get." And I said, "Well, you were. You were very hard to get. I couldn't get you, no matter what I did, you know." I said, "What did I do wrong?" She goes, "No, you did everything right. It's just in our culture, we want somebody to pursue us." I said, "For how long?" She goes, "Well, I'll be different." I said, "Too late." I said, "I already have a wife." That was 3 years ago. I'm still with her today. Made the best choice right there. Well, ladies, it's been really nice talking to you, and I hope you get a lot out of what I said here. And if you have any comments, just go ahead and leave it in the bottom down there, and hit the like and subscribe thing. If you have any suggestions, just leave a remark. I will be more than happy to talk to you about it. And if you have any ideas you like for my channel, just go ahead and tell me too. And we can get this thing going pretty good. Well, anyway, it's up to you to decide if you like the tools I have given you here. Anyway, this is Old Cop Hot Joe from the channel Endless Roads. I'm going to back on out here now. It's almost time for dinner, and the rain has slowed down now, so I can make it home. And I'm pretty sure the sweet wife's got dinner going already. So next time, if the creeks don't rise between my house and yours, I'll catch you again, if the good Lord's will.